Good morning, everyone. Welcome back. We're live, alive, and back in living color. Welcome once again to the Pop and Resting Podcast with me, Coach 23. It's a hot Tuesday, so after the raining for the past 2 days, past two mornings, now it's back to sunny weather and a humid one. Although there's wind outside, but it's hot. Maybe I should open the window, maybe later. But yeah, how is your Tuesday going? Sorry, Tuesday. It's Wednesday. Tuesday because NXT. So sorry, it's a Wednesday morning. Hope everyone is fine. If everyone's going to school, good luck in your studies. Everyone's work, good luck in your work. Keep it up. Keep the grind going. Especially if you're doing it for your family, for yourself. No matter who you're doing your work for, as long as you're doing it right and you're doing it with a clear head. So yeah, it's Wednesday. Sorry about the mishap. Tuesday because Tuesday is NXT. Think I'm living in the States, but I'm not. Wednesday shift is later for my work. So yeah, NXT happened. They're back in the performance center. Uh, I find they say that it has a new look, but I guess they're just added more LED screens, silver and black era still in fruition. I like the colors more now than the 2.0 rainbow colored one, psychedelic one. For those who doesn't know what psychedelics, especially for those kids, look it up. It's the trippy one. But yeah, so lots of things happen in the show for a 2 hour show. So the show opened up with Tony D'Angelo's celebration of his North American Championship win last week. No, yeah, last week, and said a couple of things. Just a short segment though. Then Oba Femi came out, not really demanding. It's already set up for the rematch at Halloween Havoc next week, next Sunday, 2 Sundays from now. So that's this Sunday, next Sunday. Um, and after Obafemi left, he spun the wheel of evil, or I don't know what they're calling that wheel. Spin the wheel, make a deal thing, and the match that's set up for them. It's a tables, ladders, and scares match. I don't know what does it mean. Probably of course, it will be there will be tables and ladders. I don't know if it's a pinfall, or you have to retrieve the belt that's in the ceiling. Who knows? I guess we'll just probably know all at the same time during the match. But this will be their third match, and they're one apiece. Uh, Prediction wise, I think Tony D'Angelo will still win this one. According to him, his family will not be able to help him out. I don't know. A lot of things happen in pro wrestling when you say some things like that. But I'm still a firm believer that Oba Femi is main event. He's been in the main event though for a show, but he's really a main event. He's a, he's NXT Championship ready, and after maybe a year or two of having a dominant run, he is main event worthy or main roster worthy afterwards. So prediction wise, that will happen at the Halloween Havoc. I think long shot Tony D'Angelo still win, but if Oba Femi does win, I think we'll be seeing a title versus title or champion versus champion match at Stand and Deliver next year. Because I still believe that Oba Femi is ready to be that NXT champion. Next up, the in-ring TV debut of Stephanie Baker against Renzi Claire. Stephanie Baker, I believe, already had her debut, but in a house show in Mexico, or in a show in Mexico, I believe, when she won there. Then for the TV match for NXT earlier, she did pick up the win, and of course, the right person won. Um, After the match, the team of NXT Women's Champion Roxanne Perez and Cora Jade attack her. Of course, Julie came out, setting up, a tag team match that will be scheduled at Halloween Havoc as well. So it's an interesting match. It's a great tag team match. I don't know if Stephanie Vaquer and Julia already teamed up. I'm not really that familiar with them in terms of Stardom or Marigold or their respective uh the shows that they've been at. But well, based on their in-ring skills, I think they have this great chemistry, and I think it will be a great tag team match as well. NXT Women's Division, as I said last week, is the best division so far of women's division so far in pro wrestling today, and not just that, as Booker said, even and Vic Joseph, even said it might be the best division in all of wrestling, not just a women's division. But yeah, and of course, the backstage video segments of Australian women's wrestler Delta coming to WWE. I'm not even familiar with her as well, but based on the promotion that they're giving Delta, she's a big deal as well. And who knows, right? Women's division is killing it for WWE. That's great. Okay, then afterwards, Lexis King versus Ora Mensa in a gentleman's duel match where you cannot hit someone when all four corners, meaning your both limbs and both arms, both knees are in the ground. You cannot hit the wrestler. Uh, there's no fighting outside. Referee rope breaks are counted to three instead of five. So it's really a unique match if you really need to follow it. But that's the good thing. The chemistry between Oro Mensa and Lexis King are also great, along with the referee. It's difficult that you have this type of, stipulations and get to carry it within the next 15 to 20 minutes match. 15 minutes, I believe. And they're able to tell a great story. And Lexis King won, which is a weird thing. And like I said last week, he should be, diving into the personality of his father, Brian Pillman, the loose cannon, ticking time bomb, but he's doing a different thing. His character right now reminds me of a young Triple H, a young Hunter Hearst Helmsley, the blue blood. That I'm not going to cheat. I'm a sportsman. It fits him in a weird way, but I'm still, on that side that one of these days, one of these months, he'll be becoming a loose cannon himself. But yeah, great match, great TV match. And afterwards, it's Lola Vice versus the returning Nikita Lyons. Great TV match between the two, great chemistry as well. Lola Vice, keeps improving and keeps impressing people. Nikita Lyons coming back from a knee injury, having a setback, and I believe she didn't do the leg drop finish. I believe she did a Vader bomb, a version of the Vader bomb, which is good. I think it fits her character. It fits her, built properly as well. And if if the time comes that she's main roster ready, imagine the Nia Jax Nikita Lyons match. It's a Annihilator, which is a version of the Banzai drop from Yokozuna with Nikita Lyons Vader bomb. And Nikita Lyons is really athletic for her build. Um, I'm not saying she's as big as Naya or big as Piper Niven, but she has this unique quality. She has this unique build that she can become a powerhouse herself. And hopefully, barring injuries, she does well in the next few coming weeks and months in NXT, and uh, probably get title shot and whatnot, right? And afterwards, after the match, it's Reed Holland versus Riley Osborne. Great match as well. This is the Reed Holland that I'm really looking or I'm really wishing back then should have. He's like this machine. I know he's not that. tall to be like a powerhouse, like let's say a Batista or a Brock Lesnar or even an Obafemi because he's just built there. I believe he's just 6'2". But then again, Bronson Reed is also 6'2", but he's being tagged as a monster. Right now, people are getting shorter in the pro wrestling business. Back then, it was just like Diesel, Undertaker, Kane, Andre the Giant, then goes to the height of Batista, Brock Lesnar, who are like 6'4", 6'5", 6'6". JBL is 6'6", I believe as well, and now the powerhouse is like 6'2". But they're being built differently, and Ridge Holland being I think he's wrestling safer now because of the injury, especially the infamous injury that he accidentally gave Big E. It's no one's fault, even Big E, being a bigger person himself. It's not blaming Ridge Holland for the neck injury. It's blaming, everything. Not really blaming everything, but it's the sports. It's the grind. But yeah, Ridge Holland won. Then Andre Chase came back as well and attack Ridge Holland. Security, tried to separate them off. But this is only my a little bit hang up with NXT. I'm okay with them building characters, building personalities. Andre Chase is a great wrestler, but for me, he's being hampered with the principal, the dean of Chase U, with him wearing the Chase U garb, collared shirt under the sweatshirt. Same with Tony D. Same with Tony D'Angelo. He's being hampered with the family personality, the Goombas, the Godfather, the mob type. I mean, it was funny when Tony D'Angelo debuted. He was the sweatsuit type of Goomba. Now he's like really the Don. But they're great wrestlers underneath those personalities, and I don't know if those type of characters will fit in the main roster. Like I said, who knows? Even I don't know. This is the good thing about WWE. Like I said, the unpredictability of how they perceive their performers. But yeah, good to have Andre Chase back, and can't wait. Probably they'll be having a match either in NXT or definitely Halloween Havoc next week. Then afterwards, Tatum Paxley, Jada Parker backstage segment. This is pertaining to Tatum Paxley attacking Wendy Chu last week, and Jada Parker earlier attacking Lola Vice during their match with Nikita Lyons, and they're kind of went back and forth, probably setting up a possible match as well. Good segment. The women are really killing it. Uh, Second to the last match is a match between Ashante T Adonis versus Brooks Jensen with Sean Spears. At first, I was like, who is the good guy and who's the bad guy in this match? Because the personality of Ashante T Adonis is like really this ladies' man. So he has like this rose, giving it to like a couple of women's wrestler. And I'm like, is he the good guy? Then we know Brooks Jensen is the heel because of his loose cannon personality a couple of months back. And with Sean Spears in his corner, he's the heel. I'm like, who's the heel? Who should I be rooting for? But I guess at the end of the day, they rooted for Adonis, Ashanti T Adonis. And fun fact, Ashanti T Adonis part of Hit Row, the original Hit Row, with Top Dollar, AJ Francis in TNA, BFAB, and Swerve. Yeah, Swerve Strickland is part of the original Hit Row back then, before they were let go by WWE. Then main event, awesome. It's not the best triple threat match, but it's a great TV triple threat match between Ethan Page, Wesley, and Javon Evans for the number one contendership for the NXT Championship. Number one contendership. I hope WWE eliminates this. That when you're a former champion, you have to compete before getting your rematch. You should be like any other sport, contact sport like UFC, boxing. Wrestling used to do this. If I lost the title, I have a rematch. It should be like that. Maybe one rematch is fine. But then again, awesome match, awesome chemistry between the three. Uh, if you put Wesley and Javon Evans in a one-on-one match, that will be the match of the night, a possible match of the year candidate as well. Uh, Based on how this hard hitting, they use the thigh slaps. Yeah, that they're using still the thigh slaps, just to make that acoustic sound, and they use it properly. It's really you need to have that sense of disbelief that everything is real. That when they hit a high knee, a leg kick to the face, like with that sound, that acoustic sound, especially back them being back or NXT being back in the performance center, everyone can hear it. Man, it was really a good triple threat match. And for me, the right person won, setting up another match, another one-on-one match. I believe this is their second one-on-one match because Ethan Page won the NXT Championship in a fatal four-way, and then Trick Williams won it against Ethan Page at uh, NXT in Chicago 2 weeks ago, and now they're setting up their rematch at Halloween Havoc in a Devil's Playground match. I believe anything goes. It's like a street fight with anything goes. And the ending shot of the night, Ethan Page hitting uh Trick Williams with like that light casing and him holding the title, smiling still. Ethan Page reminds me of a young Eric Bischoff and combine him with uh I guess the personality of MJF without the cursing. I see Ethan Page as that person, as that character, especially when he's doing the smile like this. That's an Eric Bishop thing, back in WCW. And this is the main event. I still dig this main event at Halloween Havoc. Definitely will be the main event for the NXT title, and I'm looking forward for their match there. And I know they will kill it. So overall, with the return in the performance center, with the ambience that they had back, it reminds me of the Monday Night Raw early era and the new generation era where they were just in the Manhattan Center in the Hammerstein Ballroom with like 800 fans there, 900 fans there, and they have it in the performance center. They still have that type of character for NXT as the developmental show, but they're still being shown on live TV. Can't wait for the ratings tomorrow. Definitely, the rate will be a good rating stock again. Uh, but they're not in a head-to-head competition with AEW today. But yeah, so that's the NXT show. Overall, it's a good show. It's a typical NXT show for me. But then again, if you're a fan, and I recommend this to my co-admins, to the co-members of or to the members of Pro Wrestling Pinas Facebook page, give NXT a shot. Man, it's like, oh, this is when you put WWE's storytelling with the indie style matches. And I know they did that in the black and gold era with all those other wrestlers like Adam Cole, Kevin Owens, Undisputed Era, Sami Zayn. Those are the indie guys, but now they're doing it with limited number of indie guys like Wesley, who wrestled the indies in TNA, Javon Evans, Ethan Page. Trick Williams is more of like a WWE really called up, right? Give it a shot. I don't think you'll be disappointed for that. I mean, there's no disappointment in watching a show anyways. Try it. If it's for you, then that's good. If not, at least you tried. In the immortal words of Yoda, there is no try, only do. Wise word for a green alien. Okay, next up of our topic. This is a good one. Violence in pro wrestling. So, It's really weird because I grew up in all, well, not all. I didn't grew up in the, or no, I wasn't even born before I wasn't born in the 80s, so I basically grew up in rock and wrestling era, which is Hulk Hogan's era, then the new generation era of Bret Hart, Shawn Michaels, Diesel's, Razor Ramon, and Undertaker's generation, Attitude Era, of course, the Monday Night Wars era, ECW's cult following, Ruthless Aggression, PG era, Reality era, whatever era they're calling the Roman Reigns era, to the Paul Levesque era. So I grew up in like six, seven eras now, which we'll be talking in some length in the next few episodes that we're free to do so. So violence in wrestling has always been there, and it really depends of how you know. That's why in WWE there was this posting of please do not try this at home. And for me, as a teenager, I used to do those moves on my sister and my younger sister and brother. I'd power bomb them, giving them like sharpshooters, ankle locks, you know, giving them attitude adjustments, RKOing them. Power bomb is my favorite because spine buster and power bomb, it's easy to do it with on a little person. Um, Skip even my youngest son keep doing the attitude adjustment AA, but with a little bit restrained. But that's the thing. Violence in wrestling, it's different. You don't see a young kid hitting another kid with a steel chair. It's not possible to do so. But this is going back to what happened last weekend at Wrestle Dream and AEW's Wrestle Dream when Wheeler Yuta put the plastic bag on Daniel Bryan trying to suffocate him. Uh, John Moxley doing the same thing last month against Brian Danielson again at All Out, suffocating him with a plastic bag. This is really a weird talk because I grew up in the attitude era mostly in my teenage growing up years. Violence is there, chair shots, tables, ladders, and chairs. Oh my! Executing wrestling moves, swearing, exploiting the female talents with bra and panties match. It's a different time and age because there are staunch of group of AEW defenders that they will say, why are people complaining about that person about putting a plastic bag on another person, suffocating him? Ric Flair or Terry Funk did that to Ric Flair in the 90s or early 90s. Yeah, it's a different time and age, and I'm laughing. I'm really really laughing in a way because those people who are defending AEW is doing that type of violence weren't even born in the 90s, or if they were born 91, 92, then they're just maybe a year old when when Terry Funk did it to Ric Flair. And back in the day, there's that sense of disbelief that it's not really okay to do that form of violence, but then again, who will complain? And that's the funny thing about I love the Generation Z. My kids are part of the Generation Z uh, group of people. I have a 16, like I said, you're 16 years old is my eldest. I don't. It's not that I don't let him watch pro wrestling, but it's his choice. If he wants to, then fine. If he doesn't want to, then I'm not going to force him to. Not even forcing everyone for my family members to watch wrestling, read comic books, watch the cartoons that I watch. No, I don't watch the shows that I watch. Watch whatever you want. But then again, have the restraint, have the responsibility and accountability to know what those limits that you're watching. So if I'm going to let them watch the Attitude Era, probably. But I always tell them that it's not real. It's like the Avengers. It's not real. So let's go back to the Attitude Era, ECW era of violence, NW era. You know, they're using baseball bats against their opponents. Those are athletes. Those are, I don't want to use it, but those are wrestlers or glorified stuntmen. They know what they're doing. But the plastic bag thing, I know it's simple, but yeah, that's the reason why I think it's kind of over graphic now, overly graphic now, because an 8-year-old kid can do that to an 8-year-old kid or maybe younger. It's not right to do so. I mean, I'm not complaining because it's wrestling. But what if they do that without that parent, without me as a parent knowing that person is doing to a kid? It's not right to do so. And I can echo, uh Kevin Nash's comments in his podcast that if I don't see my kid doing something, is it my fault or not? And kids nowadays, especially with the advent of the internet, social media, it's easy for them to locate, to search the internet of what's happening, whether it's a pro wrestling. Because, hey, an 8, 9-year-old, 10-year-old kid could say, oh, WWE is not the only thing in town. Maybe I can, check what this AEW is all about. And they see that. And they think it's okay to copy that. Then it will be the parents' fault. No, why are, there's no child restriction on your internet or your Google search? It's still, it's part of the responsibility. This is what I keep saying for the past 5 6 years on my friends, the discussion board that I have in pro wrestling, that AEW doesn't have an identity because they don't have. At least WWE knows that they're sports entertainment. They know certain restriction. Yeah, they bled way back at Bad Blood in a PLE, but then again, there is restriction. Don't try this at home. I haven't seen an ad of AEW saying those PSA, public service announcement. It's simple to do. It's okay to be violent. I mean, come on, hitting someone in the head with a steel chair. When can you? Where can you see an 18, 9-year-old person, kid? I have to buy a steel chair and hit him in the head. They even EAW is even doing that. When back in the day, WWE after during the Attitude Era, the Ruthless Aggression Era to the PG era, whatnot, mid early to late 2000s, WWE was being bashed by the media of keep hitting a person in the head unprotected chair shots, causing CTE or concussion syndromes and whatnot. And AEW is just decided to you know let's not restrict ourselves like them. And like I said, the violence right now is not right. As a parent, when I was a kid, everything is possible in a way because I'm a kid. As a parent right now, it's like seeing the error of my ways of not really, wow, did I do that? Did I see that? Do I want my kid to see that and copy them? Violence right now should be like in a restriction. They did the hyper anabolic shot or hyper, yeah, syringe in the mouth on Swerve. Like, come on, it's different. I mean, the funny thing about even WWE right now is that instead of using thumbtacks, they're using like Legos, which also hurts, still hurts, always hurts. But that's the thing. AEW in a way should find their own identity and not by doing the violence that ECW did, WWE and the Attitude Era did, WCW did, or even people in the 80s did. Because it's a different time and age. And now it's like this. This is the weird tribalism that I guess we will be talking about in the future episodes. That those people who will say AEW is this, we're this, we're sickos, we're violent, we're not WWE, we're not PG, we're not PG WWE, we're not Disney WWE or child, children's WWE. We're violent. We're sickos. We're sick. Yeah. So, I mean, those are the people that way. If WWE does the same, they were like, in, there will be either they're copying AEW, or they're like, oh, WWE is too violent. There will be the same people who'll be complaining that it's too violent, despite them doing the same violence as well. So my take for that, they should be having the restraint, both WWE and AEW, not just AEW. I mean, when 16 staples in Drew McIntyre's head, it's too graphic as well. Cursing, using the curse words. I think, like I said, they're trying to rebuild certain maturity on their audience, because it's a weird dichotomy within the TKO, because they bought WWE for a sports, for a show for wrestling for children or all age, because all of those children cannot watch the UFC. I mean, come on. Will you have a 6, 7, 8 year old boy or girl watching UFC? Come on. It's not really appropriate at their age, right? So it's a weird dichotomy, and hopefully they both shows, both companies, all wrestling companies. So GCW, there's a reason why GCW is not in mainstream television, because of how graphic their show is, and I think they're okay with it. So that's my take on the violence in pro wrestling. Hope everyone could agree, couldn't agree. That's fine. You're entitled to your opinion as I am mine. Next topic, and this is an interesting one. So I'm 41 years old. I have 4 kids. It's not easy being a parent, and it's not even easy being an adult. I don't think I am an adult. Of course, I'm 41. But I still, in a weird way, still act like a kid, because I'm still collecting action figures. Whenever I'm bored at my work, I set up my toys like this. This is Master Chief from Halo, one of my favorite sculpted toys that I bought. Steven even read Pugad Baboy. So watch wrestling. I have my saber tooth here. So there are times that I'm still, doing these things, because, as I said on episode 1, on my not here on YouTube, but in the TikTok page, is I don't drink, I don't smoke, I don't do drugs. This is taking care of my kids, working for my kids and my family, my wife, and these things are like my only speed. But on my mind, I it's still difficult to be an adult, because there's this certain responsibilities of being an adult that until now at 41, I'm still trying to comprehend, I'm still trying to understand, I'm still trying to oh, this is adulthood. When I was 12, I was 11, I was 13, I was in the age of, I can't wait to be an adult, find my work so I can buy all the things that I want. That's not the case. Now I'm at the age that, oh my god, can you bring me back when I was 13, with less issues. There, I always like, I had this meme of, I don't want to be an adult. I just want to be a dinosaur. Being adult, you have to work, you have to pay for bills. But if you're a dinosaur, just roar, 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 roar. Um, but that's the thing. But that's the reality. Every person grows up, or not really grow up, be mature, or have that sense of maturity. For the kids, yeah, out there, especially for the Pro Wrestling Pinas page, I know we have a lot of younger guys. Balance your maturity with what you're doing. How do you become mature? Showing proper respect and proper decorum. It's fine making fun of someone. It's fine mocking someone. It's not really fine, but it's fine, as long as there's still that matter of respect. Like I said, if you hurt someone, or you have that person's feelings hurt, apologize. That's a sign of maturity. Maturity is just not like, oh, I'm too serious or emo. No, it's not that. Maturity comes from like, oof, I made a mistake. Own up to those mistakes. Um, as I said earlier during our mental health topic, the only person who who can help yourself is yourself, which is the true thing. No one pushes you more than yourself. You can only push yourself. Like I said, it's you with you. It's against you against you. And even right now at 41, I'm still trying to, you know, I'm learning even new things. Oh, so this is how an adult, think should think. This is how an adult should, attack a certain problem or find solution to a certain problem. This is how an adult budget. This is how an adult, saves money. When I was working without them, started working and I wasn't married yet. I don't even save, and right now I still don't save. My wife does, and that's another thing. Find a partner, whether it's a girlfriend or your future wife or your significant other that that will be sharing a balance with you, because if both of you are like uh spenders, both of you are screwed. So for me, my wife and I are different. I'm a bit of a spender. My wife is the one who saves. I'm the one who provides for my kids, my kids' wants and needs, helping out my moms and my parents because they're no longer working. And my wife's the one who's who saves, taking care of other bills, minor bills. But also for me as a weirdly spender, I still collect. This is my new haul. It's Sabertooth. I like this one because it's a hard to find figure. Finally got one. But yeah, have that sense of balance and have that sense of maturity that okay, here's what you're going to do. Here's how I'm going to attack problems. Trust me, there is no formulating a solution to a problem. At the end of the day, it all boils down with you or to you. And like I said earlier, it's you with you and you against you. You are your best partner and you are your own worst enemy. It's not easy, especially for those, my co-admins. I believe I have co-admins who are still studying. Studying is not easy. I don't envy you. Been there, done that. And but at the end of the day, if you're going to give me travel back in time and be there, I would love to be there for like a week or two or even a month because it's easy, especially if my mindset right now, it's my mindset right now, and I'll be bringing it back to my 2002, 2003, 2004, 2005 self. When I'll be there, in my mind, like, this is easy compared to what I'm doing right now. And I'm not complaining that I don't love what I'm doing right now because I do. I love my kids. I love my wife. I love what I'm doing right now. And so far, it's helping me out with my own personal anxiety, with all my own personal mental health issues, and so far it's working. Like I said, I don't mind the number of views on my podcast slash blog, but for me, it's cathartic whenever I'm doing this. It's like I'm talking to someone, even if you're not listening, even if you're not commenting, instead of just talking to myself. It's like talking to myself because I see myself on my screen. But that's the funny thing. It's not easy being an adult. It's not easy being a parent. And this is another advice I could give you, young folks. If you have your parents, hug him or hug her. Hug your father. Hug your mom. Be grateful. Apologize on your, mistakes. Tell them that you love them. Because in this particular world, you're you you only have one or two parents. You have your mom and your dad, and be respectful to them. Because also at the end of the day, even how many shit that you do, how many shits in your life that you're doing, there will be the two people who will always believe in you that this person can change, my son, my daughter can change, and I still they will always believe in you. 99.9% of, parents will do that to you. I know some of the news right now are, weird. I hate the media sometimes. And this mainstream media and not just social media of, parents doing this to their kids. It's horrible. Those people are horrible. Those people, in a weird way, doesn't, doesn't have the right to be called a parent. But if your parents has always been nothing but good to you guys, provided for you, help you out with your problems and your personal issues, thank them. They will always be there for you. Friends come and go. You know, girlfriends, boyfriends come and go, but your parents will always be there to help you out and guide you. So I know it's kind of, not really. I don't think this is a toxic talk, but it's the reality that we're living in right now because it's like I said, it's not easy, especially for those members or co-admins that we have like 19, 20, 21, 22 years old. You think that you're ready being an adult? No, you're not. Even for me, at 41, I'm still not ready to be an adult. Still learning how to be an adult. But like I said, at the end of the day, the grind is there. And always keep grinding. Always keep fighting the good fight. Always work the good work. As he said earlier, and this is three times, third time I'll be saying this, it's you with you and you against you at the end of the day. So that's it. Good topics that I think we've discussed. Well, 42 minutes. We have a short episode, but yeah, hopefully you like this episode. Spread the word for those who are my subscribers and who watch this video. Tell your friends, tell the other members that try this podcast a shot. You can leave your comments. You can leave your suggestion of what we can talk in the near future for near future episodes. Uh, I don't mind that. I'm 41. I don't really care about criticisms anymore. Um, but yeah, thank you guys again for joining me here at the Pop and Wrestling Podcast with me, Coach 23. See you guys. I hopefully see you guys tomorrow because I think I have some fatherly duties to do, but I don't know if will happen tomorrow and this coming weekend because it's my kids' card giving, and I have three kids who are already studying, and most of their card giving are going to happen at the same time. So I have uh no promises of we'll be back tomorrow, but definitely Monday, mostly Tuesday. I guess if you give me a few days to do so. Also, I need to schedule or formulate our next episodes or next topic for the next few episodes. But I have a good one for episode 10. If ever, it will be an AEW review. If we were going to do a review, an episode tomorrow. And my stance, again, my stand, where I stand again on influencers. And I know that this will be a good topic, but how to be happy. I guess this is also part of the mental health issue that we did a few episodes ago, a couple of episodes ago. But yeah, again, thank you guys for watching. For those are watching, I don't know who you are. I can't see if who's watching because there's no really like viewers. But thank you for the like. Thank you for the time. And yeah, spread the word of how how this episode did go. And yeah, thank you for watching the Pop and Wrestling podcast with me, Coach 23. Bye. See you guys next time. And bye.